Hi, thanks for joining us today on Real Estate Insiders TV. I'm Danny Poulos with the elite lending team at Blue Chip Mortgage, and we've got a very special guest today, Mr. Curt Fonger, and he's with First Choice RE/MAX in Palm Beach Gardens, but most of you know him from his career in broadcasting. So, for those who may not know, you just moved to Florida or something. Give us a little background on that, and then we'll talk about how you got into the real estate business.
Well, I was in broadcasting for 40 years. I started in Kalamazoo, Michigan, where I went to Western Michigan University, then worked at TV stations in Grand Rapids, Michigan, Mobile, Alabama, and then for 25 years I anchored newscasts at WTVX, WFLX, Fox 29, and WPEC Channel 12.
I feel like I'm talking to my TV set from being used to hearing your voice for 20 years. And
well, I'll tell you, I call it a bank teller voice. You know, there's next, and then I say, could I have 101s, please? And they look up and they go, I recognize the voice.
Exactly. Well, I'm so glad to have you come with us today. So, you made the big switch how long ago?
2 years ago.
2 years from broadcasting right into real estate. So what lured you into real estate? I'm sure you had a lot of other opportunities.
Well, broadcasting ended. Channel 12 had a lot of, its corporate parent had some financial problems, and then they were looking to cut staff, and my contract came up, and then there I was. So my wife and I talked about it, and we wanted to get into a profession which I could work with people. I could get out of the studio and actually see people. Of course, we can't see anybody here; it's just a camera again. But every day in the profession, I can see people and talk to people, much like when I was a reporter. Because reporters tell all the great stories. Anchors live vicariously from what the reporters tell them. We're cooped up in a studio behind a desk like this. But reporters get to peek into people's windows, figuratively and literally. And they get to find out all sorts of great stories. I'll tell you stories. Real estate gave me a chance to go out and meet with people, and it gave me a chance to be in a profession that it would be all on me. No one's going to say, Curt, we don't need you anymore. Curt, you're going to be working only weekends or something. This was all on me, and I appreciated the challenge.
Well, sure. I think that's the reason a lot of people get in. I mean, you're the master of your own destiny.
You are.
Whether it's pass or fail, it's on you. Maybe some people like having someone else to blame it on, but if you're striving to be successful, what better position than to be in charge of everything you do, right? So. You came into real estate at the right time.
I did.
A couple years earlier, maybe not so good.
Right. Well, housing prices are coming back, and and you know this as well as anyone, better than most, that mortgage rates are so low that it's been a unique time in real estate in which it's both a great time for the buyer and the seller, because the real estate prices are coming back for the seller, but with the mortgage rates so low, your mortgage payment is probably lower than the rent you're going to be paying.
Well, without question. And we've seen, I mean, I've been doing this 25 years, and you always see where those lines cross between buying or renting, buying or renting.
Right.
And certainly now you've seen the way the rental market has gotten so tight, and what people are paying to rent. Some people sort of stuck in that position because they came out of the hard times in real estate and they're renting before they get back in. But now's the time where they're able to get back in.
Actually, ironically, is that people used to say, I'll rent for a while, save up some money, and then I'll have a down payment for a house. Now, with the price of rents, it's hard to say.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and of course, with lending coming back in, people are getting in with very little money down anyway, where that kind of thing went away for a while when things tightened up. So what do you see the similarities between the two careers? What applies or carried through from broadcasting into real estate?
Well, I covered medical news when I was doing the Fox 29 10 o'clock news for 10 years. And I don't have any medical training. But what I could do was research. So when I would go in, talk to a cardiac physician about myocardial infarction or tachycardia or something like that, I had researched that.
Right.
And Palm Beach County on the Treasure Coast is so big that when someone says, how about Palmyra Estates? What do you think about Palmyra Estates?
Right.
And I'll go, I'll look it up.
Yeah.
I'll look it up. So to me, the similarity is the research. You not only you're talking to people, but you're also doing the hard research in which you have to do to find out about markets and the people in those markets.
And I can tell by the way you're explaining it, one of the things that carried forward from broadcasting to real estate is, you know, you were in the upper echelon of broadcasters in the area, and the same thing that takes you there, being the hard work behind the scenes, is the same thing that makes real estate people successful. There's plenty of people, I guess, that probably don't do that research and aren't as diligent and aren't going to reach, like we said at the beginning, you're the master of your own destiny. If you do the work, you're going to get the benefits. If you don't do the work, you're not.
The one thing that surprised me about the real estate profession is that how people are assuming they know so much about real estate and they're really making a mistake. Let me say, with Zillow and Trulia and Remax, all of us have websites, and so people are on their computers looking at listings, and then they call a realtor and say, hey, what about 123 Maple Street? And they said, I'll be glad to show it to you. And so this realtor has a listing at 123 Maple Street. He is selling a Chevrolet. There may be a Ford down the street that's a better buy and a better fit for you, but he's not showing you the Ford because he's got the Chevrolet. So I have found that the most surprising thing is that people should look around, you know, see what kind of communities you like. But get a realtor you know, like, and trust. Your expert, the guy who can open up all the doors for you and can be an unbiased observer in what you're going to be buying rather than just selling his property.
Absolutely, and it's not uncommon. We both know. So I think that just as most important thing, not what office you pick or where you find the property, but who you decide to work with, because you're trusting that person to be someone that's going to show you everything. Or if they're selling your house, the person that's going to return calls right away and make appointments. And how do you know that up front?
Well, they can go to their website, like, say, I'll just pick one, CurtFonger.com.
Exactly. That's what I heard.
CurtFonger.com. You could go to, say, that website, see if you like that realtor, look at his marketing plans, the animations, unique animations he has on his webpage. That would be CurtFonger.com. I don't know why that came to mind. I just thought I would just...
Well, let me tell you something. Because you're a celebrity, and that's sort of different. Because if someone has a problem with something you did, if you're not Curt Fonger, and you're just somebody else, and they complain about it because you didn't do a good job, no one may listen. If someone said, I went to Curt Fonger, and he messed the deal up, or I didn't like working with him, everybody's going to hear about it.
No pressure.
So it really is pressure. You've got to do a great job.
Well, I have to work hard. That's for certain. I'll tell you the biggest challenge I've had. New realtors, people who've been in the business for a couple of years, say, gee, I would really love to be as known as you are, Curt. And I said, yeah, sure, you knew me and loved me on the air, but would you really want me to take out your gallbladder? That is, you know, man, I saw Curt on TV, and, you know, my gallbladder is, I think I'll have him take it out. No, my biggest challenge has been proving to people that I'm in it to win it.
Right.
That I'm in here to stay, I'm doing the research, I'm doing the hard work to be a realtor, not just a dilettante who is picking up the phone occasionally to pick up an easy commission here or there. I'm actually out there working, marketing myself on the internet.
Oh, sure. I mean, I know you.
Appearing on big shot TV stations.
That's right.
Programs like yours.
Well, I'm not letting you go without telling everybody when you started wearing a bow tie. And
I started wearing a bow tie as a child, but they were pre-tied. They were pre-tied. And then as I became an adult, I started wearing the ties that you have to tie yourself. It's just like tying your shoes, folks. Just make a loop.
There's a little clip behind that thing, though.
Yeah, there's a clip behind, and then you just pull it through, and how's that look?
Listen, there's not a lot of people that can do that.
Yeah.
real estate and
No pressure, no pressure.
and can tie your bow tie for you. Unbelievable. Curt, I know we have your website, but once again, tell everybody how they can reach you if they have any questions about real estate in the area. You're the expert to talk to now.
Well, 90% of all real estate, maybe higher, real estate deals and searches start on the internet. So just go CurtFonger.com, CurtFonger.com. Everything's there.
And you absolutely will not be sorry. Just because he's famous for being a broadcaster, he's a great realtor too. We all know that.
And I can take out your gallbladder if you'd like. You trust me.
I'm going to pass. Thanks, Curt, for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure. Hey.